Hurricane Ike, September 13, 2008, everybody was on a level playing field because we all were devastated by Hurricane Ike. 75% of the island was flooded and everybody lost a lot. And everybody was in the same boat because it didn't make any difference how much money you had. You couldn't buy groceries, you couldn't buy gas, you couldn't flush your toilet. So we all were even on this island. But as things begin to change to bring you back to a whole, we didn't move. They continued to become whole. We still don't have public housing back. We're going to get mixed income. There are still African Americans who haven't had their homes repaired. They're progressing and we're still at a standstill. We're still waiting on the federal government. Same thing with Katrina. The business areas of New Orleans are back up and functioning. The people in different wards still don't see anything happening in their neighborhoods. So poor people normally get the brunt of whatever's going on. Growing up here in Galveston it was great. You know, I mean, this is an island. How much better can it get? You know, summers were filled with going to the beach and swimming and stuff of that nature. And as I got older, became more worldly, let's say. My godmother lived in Chicago, Illinois, and I think when I was about 11 years old, I started taking trips to Chicago. And I can remember the first trip, my mother handed me off to a Pullman porter at the train station. And I had a bag with chicken and bread and juices on the train. And he handed me off when I got to Chicago to my godmother. And I spent the summer there with her. Right now, we're going through the celebration of Martin Luther King's birthday. We've started off with the Martin Luther King parade, which was Saturday. Sunday, we had the reading of the essays from an essay contest that the kids from the high school put on. We had the Martin Luther King celebration at Avenue L Baptist Church last night, which was Sunday. Today we're going to have the Martin Luther King prayer circle in about 10 minutes outside. So it has been a celebration of a life that was beneficial to African Americans and the entire world, really, because he opened up boundaries that just were closed. He did things that were remarkable for this world.
But Father, to be steadfast and unmovable. We move and we stir and we get around and we forget who the one is, the oneness, the Holy One, you. And I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for these grounds. I thank you for the many, many years that you've allowed this establishment, St. Vincent's Episcopal House, quote unquote, the chapel, hallelujah, to still be in existence. We thank you that you would touch the minds and the hearts of those that are going to be contributors.
Let me cry unto thee. Let me cry unto thee.
Jonathan came into the world with the disagreement from his physician as to us allowing him to be born. He came in at 22 weeks and he was going to have various problems. They said he was going to have brain bleeds, his lungs weren't developed, he would possibly have heart problems and eyesight. babies of his caliber just didn't fare well. Doctor wanted me to terminate his life. And I told him, no, I'll take Jonathan any way that the Lord would have him come into this world. This is a picture, if we're able to let you see, of Jonathan with me and his mother, and to give you some idea of his size then. This was at roughly about 4 months. This made the headlines and all over the United States. This is the article that was printed by the AP, Houston Chronicle, Texas Sun, Galveston Daily News. Miracle baby arrives in Galveston. This is the total story of Jonathan's birth, from beginning to end, including my interview and his mother's interview, who told the doctor at that time, whatever my husband says is what we are going to do. We're not going to terminate his life.
All right.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
My name is Jonathan Henry. I'm 14 years old. I'm from Galveston, Texas. I attend Ball High School. I'm a freshman. I just love my family, and I just love being around people. Galveston, it is wonderful. It's crazy at times, but it's just wonderful. I love being around Galveston. I love Galvestonians. The people in Galveston are wonderful. We have all types of ethnicities here. White, black, Mexican, you name it. It's all here in Galveston. It changed my perspective of the community in general. For the first time in my life, I saw the community come together as a whole. We had to go to food trucks, the hospitals were closed, and everything was just shut down. But during that time, the community, we all came together to support one another, to just lift each other up during that time. And I'm just worried for my generation coming up, because we only have God knows how much time left on here. And with everything that's going on, I don't want the earth to be in danger of like water rising up and overtopping and covering us up over the land, and what do we do? So I'm just worried to death about what's going to happen in the near future concerning the whole earth.
Yeah, I haven't been to this place since Ike hit, so it brings back a lot of memories, you know. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like an eerie feeling because we wrote it out in this place, and yeah, it's good to see that they're remodeling it because it's been up since the 60s. It stood Hurricane Carla. So Hurricane Carla, Hurricane Alicia, and all the other hurricanes after that. And then the last one we had, of course, was Ike, Hurricane Ike. And she's still standing. He didn't really damage except pretty much the inside of it. And then some of the, like I was saying, some of the nails and stuff was coming out of the fixture up there. Our bedroom is right there to the right. That window broke out the night when the wind picked up. That window broke out. So the way the house is made, it's like straight back. So when the window broke and the door flew open, all the wind just went straight through the house.
I remember that. I remember not too much water came in.
Now,
but when Ike hit, the water came in those units, those public projects units.
Feet.
Probably like 10 or 11 feet, because I remember I was telling them it was like the 8th or 9th step. Mm-hmm. There's 14 steps, and I remember as a kid, there were 14, we could count 14 steps. But when Ike hit, it hit like the 8th or 9th step. When I was 5 or 6 years old, it only came to our front door.